everybody? It's MaddyGirl here today, and today I'm talking on a topic that just came to me really quick, and I thought I need to make this before I forget it, because I forget a lot of things that I was going to make videos on, and I never actually get to them. So this is one that I really want to put up, and I really want to talk about. It's parents. Now, I realized something. When it comes to parents in school, is it just me, or is my parent, when you're doing homework or you're behind on homework or something, does it not help when they come in and they're like, and they give you just that face of disappointment? I mean, when you tell them, when they ask, how many lessons are you behind in, math, or how many days are you behind? I don't know how you guys do it in public school, but this is how you do it in homeschool. You do lessons. And you're like, well, I've accidentally fallen 10 lessons behind because I was paying too much attention to history, and I also got a job. And then they just go, and it just give you that look of disappointment, and you're like, that's not going to help the fact that I'm behind. But you just literally just crushed all of my self-esteem. When I'm trying to catch up on homework and I'm behind and stuff, really far behind and I'm trying to catch up, I don't tell my parents for that reason. Because when they give me that look, it just takes away so much of my self-esteem of, yeah, I can do it. It takes away all of that to do it. And you guys are just like, well, thanks, parents. You just literally crushed my heart and soul. I was going to do it all today, and you guys basically just told me I couldn't do it. And so, also, when parents, when they come in and you finish 20 lessons of math, and you finish all of your history and your science and your writing, and you're sitting there and you're like, yes, I got it all done. And then your parents are they come in and they just go, okay, and walk out, and you're like, I'm gonna go flip a couple cows and I'll come back. I know a lot of kids who don't like it when their parents get excited for them. I don't personally, but it would be nice to have that little oomph. Usually when a parent reacts to you having not enough homework done and then having all of your homework done, usually they both apply at the same time. Especially when you get a ton of lessons done and you get good grades on all of them, and then your parents come in and they're like, oh yay, good for you, and you're just like, you really, why are you here and stuff. And just a question really quick, but does anyone else's parents take credit for what you do? I was on my gaming channel the other day and I looked and I had 46 subscribers. I told my mom that, and she immediately was just like, oh yay, great for you, great. And then she called one of her friends later, and her friend was asking about how her kids were doing, and she's like, yeah, Maddie reached 46 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, we're so proud. I encouraged her so much, and she just took credit for what I had built. And I'm not saying I had built it because it was all you guys, but she took your credit away, and it just made me so mad. I created the channel. You guys were the ones who were supporting me, and she just took credit for all of it. Also, when I got a job, she was like, oh, I supported her in everything she did. I always told her just to keep applying for different jobs, and then she'd finally get one. She actually discouraged me getting a job. She didn't want me to get a job. And she sits there and she tells everybody she's getting good grades in school, and she's doing her job, and then she also has her YouTube channel. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? And then my Minecraft class, that I had built the server, I had convinced the teachers, I had done all the work for it basically. I created the server, and my mom is sitting there, she's talking about how she helped me do it, and I'm like, you don't even know how to turn your phone on, and you expect everyone to believe that you helped me make an IP port for port forwarding. I'm like, you want me to tell people that you did that? It's as easy as transferring money between bank accounts. Very simple, you just type in a routing number kind of a deal. It's that simple. And I'm like, really? You want everyone to believe you did this when it was really me? And she just goes off and she's like, we're just so proud, we're just so proud. And then she comes home and treats me like crap. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And also back to homework and everything. When you get a ton of homework done, I don't know about you guys, but we have to do monthly meetings with our vice principal. Like I have to meet with my vice principal, but we have big head teachers that we all have to meet with, and we have to meet with them once a month, and we show them all the work we did during that month, and we show them our grades, and we just basically show them that and show them that we are progressing. But every month when I do really great, my mom takes credit for it. But when I do bad, she'll always just like, she's like, I wash my hands of you. She's like, I don't even care. Sorry, my phone was going off. But she's like, I don't even care about you. And then when you go to work and stuff, you get there on time. Oh yeah, I drove her. I got her there on time. Then you're late. It was all you. It was your fault. Like you're the one who stopped at the grocery store before we came here. It's not my fault I'm late. Like you didn't tell me we had to go to the grocery store. You just decided to drop in. It's like, excuse me for hating. I'm like, but that's ridiculous. Like how many people, like, comment below if your parents do any of these, where they'll come in and they'll just give you that face, and it's like, look, I don't even want to do homework anymore because nothing I do is good enough to please you. It's like, I don't want to succeed because you'll take credit for it. I don't want to, like, if I fall behind, that's at least something I'm doing. It's at least me, not you. Just because you carried me for 9 months and you fed me and everything like that does not mean what I do is yours. That's just not right. Same with like animals and stuff. When you have like a dog that can like walk on 2 legs or something, you're like, yeah, that's my dog. You take credit for it, but you didn't do anything. You may have taught it how to do it, but you didn't do it. You know what I mean? You're not the dog walking on its 2 paws. So, if you get what I mean with this. It also makes me mad when I like enter things in the fair. Like I do pottery, and I really enjoy pottery, and I love like crafting things with my hands, and I love making it. And I love how you turn this big blob of nothing into something. And it kind of reminds me of life, how we turn just big blobs of nothing into a life, and we bring it into this world, and it goes off and it does its own things, kind of a deal. That's what I love about pottery. It's so beautiful, and you can craft it with your own hands, and it's just, you created it, but you're not it. You get what I mean? But anyways, when I entered some of the things that in the fair, and my mom took credit for all of it. I got blue ribbons, and I got 1 red, and she just totally did not take credit for that. She didn't do what I told her to do. I told her to do it this way. She did that way. It was all her doings. I didn't do it. It was all her. But the blue ribbons were on me. And I'm like, okay. I wrote a paper last time on teen stress, like high school stress. And I mentioned how high school homework and like how teachers and other things like lack of sleep, how too much homework leads to like stressing about the homework, bad grades, and then that always leads to lack of sleep or something like that. And then I went into how the social status of like people in like the social status for high school students, like you need to dress right, you need to wear makeup, and you need to like do all that stuff, and how like people judge you and they bully you, and then teachers can even bully you and things like that on how you dress and stuff. And then I went into status homework. I think I did it on life at home. No, lack of time management. We stress because we do too much time at the mall and not enough time on homework, or we do too much time on homework and not enough time at the mall, or just things like that. And my mom, I took this paper, and she's like, I edited it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I asked you your advice, and you said to change this to this, and I didn't even do it. I'm like, because all my other teachers said to leave it. I'm like, what'd you do? Like, you didn't sit there with me till 2 a.m. writing this on the computer. I'm like, you did nothing, woman. Get out here. I'm like, it's literally like baking a pie and then me handing it to someone to go put it somewhere, and then they are holding the pie when a ton of people come in. And you're like, I put the work and effort into that, but they're holding it, and you think they did it? I'm like, really? It just drives me crazy how my parents take credit for stuff that is mine. Like, I took them to the movie theater that I work at, And one of my managers at the concessions, if I go to the concessions with a manager, I can get a discount, like a really good discount. So I went there, and my family was ordering like hot dogs and like popcorn and soda and stuff like that. And I was up there, and my manager was telling my mom how like I was doing really good and that I was fitting in really well and stuff like that. And she was just like, "Oh, Maddie, we just raised her that way. She was just so nice and so beautiful, and she was kind of shy at first, and then she just started basically giving him a lie of my life story. She gave him a candy coated, like sugar blended story of my life, which isn't true in any way." And it just made me so mad and frustrated because I was like, this isn't true. I'm like, what she's telling you is not anything that I grew up with. Like, you can ask my parents my favorite color. They'll still, to this day, say it's red. That was my favorite color when I was 6. I changed it to green. I changed it to green when I turned 7. I told everyone this. The only ones who actually can tell you that is my sister Lauren, my sister Amanda, and I think Sam, but not Hannah or Rachel or Courtney or Dave or anybody. Nobody can tell you that except for those two. Like my friend Isaiah, he can tell you my favorite color. But if you ask my parents, of course they're gonna say red. It's just what everyone in my family has assumed ever since I was a child. So I'm like, no, it's green. I'm sorry. I really like spring and I like the greenness of spring. But nobody understands that because nobody's ever listened. You can ask my parents what was my favorite like childhood memory. They could not tell you that. I've told them things and they're like, when did you do that? And I'm like, I did that like 2 weeks ago. They're like, no, I would have seen that. I'm like, yeah. Then my Mad Hatter costume, that Mad Hatter hat, which I need to put a costume picture up soon, or just make a video on my costume altogether. But I made the costume and everything, and I went to school, and they took pictures. We had a costume contest or something like that. I don't know why we took pictures of everybody's costumes, but we took pictures of the costumes and everybody in their costumes. And my mom took credit for teaching me how to sew, which in fact she didn't. My grandma taught me. And I'm like, I learned how to use a glue gun by watching Amanda. I learned how to stretch fabric from a YouTube video. I learned how to sew from my grandma. I learned how to like bend wire by myself. I just figured it out. I'm like, you did nothing in this, and yet you take credit for it. It just is not right to me. And I know I'm gonna go on and on and on forever, but that's just how my parents are. So if there's a day where I'm vlogging and I'm like my parents are yelling at me again because my homework isn't done, it's kind of I get satisfaction from not having my homework done because I'm doing it, not them. I get a good grade, they think they did it. It just drives me crazy how the only thing that I get credit for is failing. Because my parents don't even take the time to realize that. All because they gave me that look. It gave me satisfaction. Because they give me that look and they take credit for what I've done, I don't want to even do school anymore. I gave up all of my dreams of becoming a doctor because I told my mom I wanted to be a doctor, and she was like, no, no, oh, no, she didn't say no, but she was like really excited, and she told all of my relatives that I wanted to become a doctor. I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it, and now I don't want to do it because you want me to do it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So now I have to go. I gotta go do schoolwork, and I have to go to work. I didn't go to church today because I decided to stay home and then do some work and stuff like that. But that was not my choice, actually. My mom did that choice. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, if you guys have anything to say on this topic, like, do your parents take credit for stuff you do, or do they give you that look of disappointment whenever you're behind on something, and then when you succeed, they just totally steal your spotlight? Do you have parents who just do stuff like that? If you do, please tell me in the comment section. Start a conversation if you guys want. I love reading comments. Like, I got a couple of comments on my EMP Gamer Girl videos, and I freaked out, literally. So, yeah, guys, tell me about your family and your experiences, because I will be sure to comment on them. So anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye, everybody.